Hey everybody, welcome back to Maxed Out. I want to talk about WrestleMania because we haven't talked about it. It's been a while. We haven't done a while. And this is almost going to be the restart of season 2, right, Jose? Like, we need to do this again. Yeah. So we want to kind of reintroduce ourselves and kind of just like get back into it a little bit. You're going to have more than enough shorts where we're discussed all the matches. So we're just going to kind of go over all the other little things about WrestleMania that we want.
We got you the fixings, folks. Don't worry.
With the fixings, that's right. Let's start off. I don't want to start off with the main event. I want to start off with the thing that I'm most excited about for this WrestleMania. And it is my little kid in me that saw Hogan versus the Warrior. That was a little kid in me that I just loved it. Yeah. And that's how I feel when I think of Oba versus Brock.
Right? The ruler. Right? Oh, yeah, 100%. Look at his smile. Are you kidding me?
There's just something. Remember when not Gunther, who's the Irish guy? Sheamus. And was Rusev? They had that little feud this year, and it was two big, beefy dudes just bruising themselves.
One of my top 5 feuds of all time for me. I loved it. I loved every match that they had.
One of my favorite highlights of the last couple of years, because I hadn't seen Rusev in so long, that to see him paired up against a giant, big, beefy dude like Sheamus is crazy. So to see Brock, which is the biggest dude, against Oba, it makes me so happy.
I've mentioned it while we were commentating on that match. You know, I can't help but think what goes through Brock Lesnar's head when he sees Oba Femi come out down that aisle. And he got to look at himself in the mirror there, 20 years ago, because that was him. And it gives me chills just to think about all that memory and all that stuff that he must be thinking when he sees him, It's unbelievable to see someone that mirror each other. The only difference is their age, the age difference, and their, Oba is on the rise and Brock is on his way down, but Brock is still Brock. And so 2 gladiators, you take Brock Lesnar, folks, he's the most decorated comeback athlete of all time. Yeah. And you got Oba Femi, which he's on the rise, and he's the powerhouse of the WWE now, and he's got all that fan base behind him. It makes a recipe for a great match.
I don't know what it is, but it feels like a Tyson bat. It reminds one of my favorite Marvel movies was Thor Ragnarok, where you had Thor in the gladiator ring with a Hulk come out, and this is what it is. This is what you got the 2 biggest dudes.
It's a gladiator match, is what it is. These 2 men are gladiators.
Yeah, the WWE, when they see that fans are like really getting excited, they've been really good about it lately with the Jey Uso, and all these things. You see the crowd now. For those going by, those that are listening on audio, I'm doing the Oba walk, and everybody's doing it, Danhausen had a video on YouTube where he's doing the walk. That walk is this year's
viral. It's gone viral. Everybody's doing it. All celebrities are doing it. They're all uploading their videos doing it. It's gone viral. This thing is taking off. And it's helped our Oba.
The WWE notices that stuff, and they're going to capitalize on it. And I think Oba Femi's going to. Here's the question. I know in our shorts, I said Oba Femi was going to win, right? Mm-hmm. And then we were discussing Gunther and Brock, retirement match and SummerSlam in Minnesota where he's from, Yeah. I don't know about that now. Because what if Brock beats Oba at WrestleMania, gets his last Mania moment, right? But the feud continues into SummerSlam and he retires by Oba beating him in SummerSlam. Isn't that a better story?
It makes a better story, of course, yeah.
Because Brock would get his last Mania moment, right?
Oh, yeah. Listen, I'm going to say this because I'm a huge fan of both of them. Okay, I have no problem with whoever wins this match. None. Let's just throw it. I'm gonna throw it out there.
Just make it entertaining.
Right. They're gonna have to reinforce that ring because they're gonna be throwing each other around that ring, and that ring is gonna be bouncing up and down. It's gonna be an entertaining match, a wonderful match to see. And like I said, two gladiators going at it. Can't beat it.
I wish this was a no holds barred match or something where it doesn't matter. Like, I don't want somebody to get disqualified or eliminated or timed up. I want to see this till the end, and hopefully we get that at SummerSlam.
Yes. Yeah. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
So we talked about all the matches, all our videos talk about the matches, but there's things that aren't matches that happen at WrestleMania, you know, celebrity guests or surprises or some moment that makes you go, wow, it goes viral. Do you have any idea of something like that that could happen for this WrestleMania moment? Maybe somebody that shows up, because I haven't heard many rumors like of somebody showing up, right?
You know that's my thing on our podcast, that I do research and stuff like that, and it's been the waves has been real quiet.
Yeah.
I think the closest thing is going to be The Rock return.
It's split down 50-50. Like, half the people want The Rock to go away and never be seen again. And then there are people like me and you, right, that love this bloodline storyline, that love what The Rock meant to us as kids, and just fans of him. Like, I don't think he got the chance to become that character, like that Vince McMahon, ultimate bad guy, final boss. He didn't get the chance to do that. He got like a few months, he got a few little events, but we didn't get it all, right? Jose,
I'm going to go on a mini rant right now.
Yeah, good.
I think whoever is saying we're tired of The Rock or we don't want The Rock to come back is doggone disrespectful to the man. I think The Rock deserves better than that, much more respect. The Rock bled, sweated, and helped save the business and helped save WWE all those years.
Hey, what do you say to those people that say because of The Rock, he ruined John Cena's retirement?
That's BS. It was bad planned. The idea was there, but it was a horrible plan and a horrible execution is what happened to that scenario. But this had nothing to do with The Rock being lazy or The Rock, dismissing the business, because if you talk to him to this day, he has that love for that business. Because before he became Dwayne The Rock Johnson, he was The Rock. And WWE saved his life, and then he ended up giving it back to WWE. And that's why we have all those viral moments that all these people, seem to forget. All these, iconic moments that The Rock created for this business, right? Let's not dismiss that, folks.
But you know the way it is. What have you done for me lately is what most people are like, right?
Yeah, but folks got to understand too sometimes. It comes a point at a man's career where it's wind down. It's over.
Well, yeah.
That's it. But that doesn't give you the right to erase everything that this man has done for the business.
To me, it's not about erasing everything else. They were happy with what happened to this the last couple of years, and I get it. And I know he's not gonna. He doesn't have many wrestling matches in him left, right? But there were managers back in the day, the Mr. Fuji's, the Freddie Blassie guys, that were doing this until their 80s, I'm fine with seeing The Rock until his 80s being part of the business.
When I see The Rock come back and at Mania, I'm gonna enjoy the hell out of it, because you just don't know if that is his last time showing up at Mania, or if this is his last Mania moment for him. So you just never know. So instead of hating, I'm going to enjoy the hell out of The Rock coming back.
Now, Jose, that the Saudis have been offering tons and tons of money to the WWE to have the dream match of The Rock versus Roman at next year's WrestleMania. Now, this could be a good opportunity to start bringing The Rock back at this WrestleMania, right?
And that's what I was getting at, because that could potentially lead to a huge main event. The Rock But the old tribal chief against the current tribal chief for the control of the family and the business.
Yeah.
And it sells itself.
So much money involved. Like the Saudis have just offered, they offered The Rock himself, not the business, The Rock himself, $100 million to get him to fight that. And they're offering another $100 million to WWE to get that WrestleMania match going. Today, I'm going to disagree with you. I don't think The Rock's going to show up at this WrestleMania, but I think somewhere along the line, maybe even Backlash, you will see The Rock this year, but maybe not at this Mania.
I think he's going to show up because of how much Phil has disrespected the family. That alone itself is going to bring him back. Knowing who he is and how much he loves his family. That's what's going to bring him back.
You know,
now, what he does when he comes back, I have no idea. Only The Rock knows what he's going to do. But he's going to come back this Mania. Mark my words.
We saw Roman versus Punk versus Seth last year at the main event. And this year we have Roman versus Punk, just them two. I think the fans want something out of this. And I think it'd be boring if nothing happens, if it's just those two, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think there's opportunity for The Rock to show up, or the Usos, or somebody in the bloodline, something to happen.
I said it on a short video commenting about this match itself. I think Phil's disrespect towards the family is going to come back somehow, some way. It's going to come back and bite him in the ass in this match. And that's what's going to happen. However, what it is, only WWE has it on the wraps. I don't even know how it's going to go down, but it's going to come back and bite him in the ass.
I want to switch gears and talk a little bit about all the people that are leaving WWE. You know, we saw AJ Styles and Cena have their last WrestleMania moments last year. And you even mentioned, you know, that other people might be retiring soon. We're going to see Rey Mysterio have his last WrestleMania moment this year. You mentioned Finn Balor. How many years does he have left? You know, Sami Zayn, another guy that may have his last WrestleMania, you know?
Yeah.
What are all these? It's a lot of losses to happen, you know? What do they mean? What does it mean to WWE in general? I mean, we have all this new blood coming in, so we're kind of taken care of really well. But man, that's a lot of guys that you're not going to see in WrestleMania anymore, right?
And this is why I go back to, this is why us as fans need to appreciate, you know, when we have them there, right? Because you just never know if this is their last moment that we're going to see them in, because you don't know what they're going through respectively with their bodies or whatever it is that the injuries that they're dealing with, might be dealing with. We as fans gotta take that under consideration before we start, you know, complaining and, you know, not appreciative as much as we should be, you know. Yeah, but all these guys that you mentioned, man, they're on their way out, and we gotta, as fans, show them love and appreciation for everything they've given us, they've given to the business and to us as fans as well.
Look, one of the running jokes we had on this podcast for the last years was my issue with AJ Styles, right? I thought he was boring. I thought he was done. The thing has left and all that stuff.
Yeah,
but it wasn't never about AJ Styles the man. It was about AJ Styles the character, you know? And it makes me actually angry that AJ Styles didn't get a proper send-off, even though I wasn't even an AJ fan. I still feel like he deserves the respect to have had his, you know, like, you know, John Cena got a whole year. Give AJ Styles 3 months, you know? And now we got, like we just mentioned, Sammy might be gone. And then Rey Mysterio, this was his last WrestleMania. This might be his last match. And he didn't get a build up to it, you know?
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. Next year we might see Becky Lynch's last.
But you know what? I even though that happened, you know, us fans still have that power to show them love, regardless of it.
Absolutely.
So, you know, there you go. Absolutely. We still got that power.
So many things coming up in WrestleMania, and we got so much to talk about. We're going to leave you here with this episode, but there's so much going on. We're going to put another episode coming soon for you. Yeah. So, hey, enjoy WrestleMania. This is our Super Bowl week. We got to love this.
Let's get excited, folks.